Hi guys! So as you can probably tell from the title of this video, I went to PAX West 2016. It used to be called PAX Prime, but they changed it to PAX West. They have a PAX East in Boston and a PAX South in Texas. So kind of makes sense to call it PAX West. This was the first PAX I've ever been to, and actually one of the first large conventions I've ever gone to. Also, I'm sick, as you can probably tell. That was also because of PAX. I had way too many people breathing on me. It wasn't fun. So I am horrible at games. I can't play them at all. I'm just rubbish at them. But I love like gaming, and I love what gaming can do for people. I love watching people play video games and like how happy it makes them and how angry it makes them sometimes. It's really funny. So I really love gaming YouTubers. PewDiePie, obviously, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, Bob and Wade. They're really hilarious and I really love watching them. So that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to go to PAX. So if you clicked on this video looking for a gaming review or from the eyes of someone who's actually good at games, then this is probably not the best one for you, as I mainly went there to see the YouTubers that I watch. As you can also probably tell from the title, this weekend was my birthday. September 2nd is my birthday, and it happened to fall on the first day, on the Friday of PAX, which I was really excited about. Friday was one of the best days, but it was also one of the worst days for me. So I got there at about 8:30 and went into the autograph area, and they had already formed the lines. I personally wasn't told that we had to pick between Revel Mode and Markiplier and Friends, and that we would only be able to get into one, but other people said that they were told that, so that was the first area of miscommunication. So I got into the Revel Mode line thinking, okay, that one's first, that one's at 11, Markiplier starts at 1, which is when this one was supposed to be over. And having it been my first convention, I didn't know that those lines would fill up that quickly. Needless to say, the Markiplier and Friends line capped at 11 when the Revel Mode lines started moving for their signing. So I was kind of mad about that because I didn't get to meet Mark, Bob, and Wade, but I did get to meet PewDiePie and Cinnamon Toast Ken and Jacksepticeye, which I was really looking forward to. He is literally the nicest person ever. He is so caring, and you can see it on his face. With every fan that he meets, he wants to connect with them, and he wants you to feel like you're noticed and you're understood and your story is heard. Whatever you want to say to him, he conveys that he hears you and that he appreciates you. I got him a Colossal Titan pop vinyl because I knew he loved Attack on Titan. He has the full box anime set on his shelf in his game room, and he just started playing the game on his channel recently, so I really wanted to get him something that I thought he would like, and he was so excited. I walked up to him and he's like, I want a Colossal Titan. And I was like, well, it's for you. He's like, what? No way. I was like, no, I can't take this from you. And I was like, no, I got it for you. Like, I want you to have it. And he was like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. And he gave me this huge hug, and he was just the sweetest person. He told me happy birthday, which was awesome. Yeah, he was honestly one of the nicest people that I've ever met, and I really hope that if he comes back for more PAX, I get to see him again, because it was just the most amazing experience. The other miscommunication was that Jack decided after the Revel Mode signing that he wanted to stay for Markiplier and Friends, and if that would have been communicated to us sooner, I would have gone into the Markiplier and Friends line, because as much as I love Pewds, I mainly wanted to meet Jack and Mark. And Jack, just out of the goodness of his heart, decided to stay after, which they couldn't have planned for, but I would have definitely gone into the Markiplier line if I had known that Jack would have been in that line as well. So after I was done with the Revel Mode line, I had to walk out. They wouldn't let us stay in the room, which is understandable. There's like a room capacity cap, which I think was part of it. But I had to sit outside and watch little kids, older kids, adults get told that the line had been capped 3 hours before the signing started, which was really hard. There was a couple little kids that started crying, which is never, and I feel so bad for the enforcers because it's not their fault. You know, they're just doing what they've told, and this is the number that they told that we're allowed in there, and they reached that capacity at 11. I think in order to stop some of the confusion and a lot of the anger, I really think that they need to rethink the structure and the timing of autograph sessions just to avoid a lot of the issues that I saw. At least. I know that they were having these problems with a lot of the bigger conventions like VidCon and Playlist, and they managed to avoid a lot of the issues by doing ticket raffles and pre-sales. I've never gone to one of those conventions, but I know that they do raffles, I think, where you can, you know, log in at a certain time and sign up for whatever signings and panels you want to go to, so you're guaranteed a spot before the convention starts. So I think that by doing that, that would remove a lot of the people showing up thinking that they can go to something when they can't. So even though that kind of sucked that I didn't get to meet Mark, I met a lot of really cool people, and one girl, Maria, who actually became my PAX buddy for the rest of the weekend until Monday. She had to go home on Sunday. Her and some enforcers kind of convinced me to stay in Seattle that night. I live about 45 minutes outside of Seattle, and I was taking a bus in so I wouldn't have to deal with parking, but I wanted to make sure that I got to the Markiplier and Friends panel early enough to have a good spot and to be able to see them. Since it was my birthday, I asked my amazing mother if she would get me a hotel room for the night in Seattle. So I ended up staying in Seattle that night and waking up at 5 to get ready. And I went to wait in line for the Markiplier and Friends panel at 6. Yeah, I got to the line at 6 a.m. The panel started at 10:30. So I was towards the front. There was one group of kids in front of me, which I would have hoped for, getting there 4.5 hours early. But anyways, that is a consistent theme for this weekend, is lines. I waited in lines a majority of the time that I was there. And, you know, talking to other people, that's kind of the consistent theme for everybody's PAX experience, is it just lines. But anyways, the panel started at 10:30. They let us in at about 10. I was right in the front. They have a section blocked off for their friends and family. So I was in the first section that wasn't for friends and family. And the panel started at 10:30, probably about a minute and a half, 2 minutes into the panel, Wade proposed to his girlfriend Molly, which was the cutest thing I have ever seen, and I got a video of it.
So I have a question for you, Molly. Together for a while now. I had to sneak away from you to call your dad and get permission for this. I would love to know.
And I knew it was gonna happen because he started talking about her, and then he asked her to come on stage, which they usually don't do. So I was like, oh my god, he's gonna propose. Oh my god. So I was freaking out. So I took out my phone and I started recording. Jack was crying, Mark was crying, everybody was crying. It was an emotional roller coaster in the first 2 minutes of the panel, and you know, nobody could compete with that afterwards. Somebody else ended up proposing later on. You can't come up with anything entertaining after that. But they did an amazing job, and they were really funny. You could tell that when they first came out that Mark and Wade and everybody was really nervous because that was going to happen, and nobody wanted to say anything before and ruin it. So it was really funny though, and they did a great job. So after the panel, me and Maria went to walk around the convention center, and this was the first time that I actually got to like walk around and like look at everything, and it was insane. They have so many things. So as you know from my other solo video, I am currently dealing with a lot of anxiety issues. So that many people, it was a lot for me. But I handled it and I was okay, but it was extremely overwhelming, and there was a lot of people there, and it was like 6 floors of just stuff. There's no way you could do everything that you wanted to do in one day, which is why it's a 4-day convention. On Saturday, we went to the Poke Center that they had there. They had life-size versions of the original Pokemon, like Pikachu and Snorlax. I saw people walking around with Bulbasaurs and Squirtles, which I missed out on because they sold out of those on the first day. So I got a Pikachu sweatshirt, and the hood is really cool. It has a bunch of designs in it. Design on the front. It's a bit big on me. I got a medium, but I mean, it's comfy, so I don't really care. And I got a little mud kit. I put them on my backpack the whole rest of the weekend because I got this stuff on Saturday and I wore this on Sunday and Monday, and I was consistently worried that he was gonna fall off. I kept reaching behind me and checking to make sure that he was still there. The line was really long, but it was worth it. And I mean, just for all of the lines, it's not generally as bad as you think it's gonna be, especially for the panel lines. I sat and played my DS most of the time or talked to people. I mean, the panels and like the signings and stuff, these are all people that are interested in the same thing you are, so that already gives you like a common ground. So they're really easy to talk to, and they're generally nice people. We were always next to some really nice people, and it made the lines go a lot faster. Sunday, I actually went on Sunday with some of my friends from my neighborhood, which was a lot of fun. It made it a lot more fun having somebody that I knew well, and we carpooled in kind of. They followed me and then we rode the bus in together. Panel started at 1. I got there at about 8:30 and I waited in line until 1. I was towards the front again. I wasn't at the very front this time, but I mean, good enough. They let us in at about 12:30 and I was able to save spots for the 2 people that I came with. I wanted them to be able to walk around because they only got 1 day of a pass. So while I waited in line, they went to go walk around and check things out because, you know, I didn't want them to miss out on anything by waiting in a line. So I just saved them 2 seats when we got in, and they were able to find me, and I was towards the front. And so then we got to watch the Revel Mode panel, which was a lot of fun. There was a lot of people on stage, but they did like a charades thing, which was hilarious. And then the best thing was, of course, it ended in a tie, so the tiebreaker was Mark and Jack having a dance-off. And I got a clip of that too, so enjoy.
Hit it, Jax.
And so that was really fun. It was really funny. And then after that panel, we went and walked around the convention center again. I looked at more floors. I watched Justin play No Man's Sky. We sat around for 20 minutes waiting for a fart on a South Park game, because now they have like a smell thing where you have to wear this like mask over your face through this whole game just to smell this one part, and it's like disgusting. But people didn't react as big as you thought they were going to, and it really wasn't that exciting, and I stood there for like 15 minutes. But I mean, that's advancing games, you know, that'll be used in a lot more games, and especially with VR. It's just all trying to make it more real for everybody, which I think is really cool. I didn't get to do any of the VR stuff. The lines were insane. There were so many people that wanted to do that, so I didn't get to. So on Sunday, I got my shirt, my PAX West Seattle shirt. I wanted to get one of the limited edition hoodies, but they were like $75, and they sold out really fast. So all they had were like 3X and 2XL, but they looked really cool. They were like a really cool color, and they had a cool design on the inside. But I got my Pokemon sweatshirt, so I'm happy. Walking around on Sunday, we actually saw PewDiePie on the floor, and we tried to stop to get a picture with him, but there were so many people, and then by the time everybody left, security said that he had to keep going. But I got to meet PJ, Kick the PJ, which I was really excited about. When I heard that he was going to be there, I had been looking for him all weekend because I think he's hilarious and I love his content. And he was with PewDiePie, so I got a picture with him because nobody was around him. Everybody wanted to get a picture with Pewds, which is understandable. And then they took him away. Their little group continued walking. I saw Jack like 4 times on the floor walking around. He would always have his little hoodie up so nobody could see his green hair. And then like 2 times walking around on the street, but I never went up to him because I had already met him. If only I had seen Mark like that, that would have been great. Monday was probably the least productive day, in my opinion, for me at least. I was told that there was a possibility that Mark would be at the Revel Mode signing on Monday, but it turns out he took a flight home early that morning, last minute, so he wasn't there. And then we were told that Jack might come after his panel, but understandably he was tired and he didn't want to do another thing, so he didn't come either. But it was Jelly and Kweeblecop and Slogaman. So I was the first in line for that because I got there at like 9. Because if Mark was going to be there, I didn't want to risk, you know, going to Jack's panel and then having to leave early and then not getting a spot, because I really wanted to go to Jack's panel. But I watched it on the live stream, which I think is awesome that they have that set up. You can watch a lot of panels from anywhere, so you don't miss anything. And it's on their Twitch stream, which is cool. So I watched Jack's panel while I was waiting for the Revel Mode signing, and I was the first in line. And I felt so bad because, like, no one showed up. They had a 3-hour block, which is why I thought somebody else bigger might show up. At least bigger for, like, this group of people. There was probably about 40 people, like 20, 30 people in line for the signing. So they were done in half an hour, which I thought was kind of sad. But, I mean, they were really cool guys, and they were really nice, so I'm glad I went to that. But that was at 3, and I got in line at, like, 10. So it kind of wasted my day. But I got to watch Jack's panel, and it was really funny, and he was so nervous, and he was so adorable. But I really hope that they give him another panel next year if he comes, because he did a great job, and it was awesome. There was another proposal at his panel, which I guess is a thing. I didn't know that. I mean, I would love to be proposed to at a Jacksepticeye panel or a Markiplier panel. Just FYI, future non-existent fiance. Anyways, my overall first PAX experience was pretty awesome. There's so much to do and it's a lot of fun. It was quite overwhelming, the amount of people that were there. But I mean, for me, it's like I'm surrounded by like-minded people and people that enjoy the same things I do and are interested in the same things I do. So it was just like being at a huge convention with a bunch of your friends or potential friends. They had so many new things and new tech and new games that you can look at. I mean, overall, it was just a really great experience, except for those few things like the miscommunications, the confusion with the signings and the times. Scheduling Revel Mode and Markiplier and Friends right after each other was not a good idea because fans of one are going to be fans of the other. So making them choose really isn't fair, and it's really hard for people to be able to do that. So I think that, you know, if they rethink that, then it'll be a great experience for anybody that wants to go, especially people that want to see them. So if you enjoyed that and you want to see more stuff like this on this channel, let me know in the comments, or if you have any questions, let me know. But yeah, more videos coming soon, hopefully. Sorry, there's been such a gap. I've been trying to move home. Tasha's moved back to school, working real hard to become a nurse. So I miss her, and I hope I get to see her soon. And when I do, I promise we will film some more videos. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye!
1, 2, 3, 4, clap your hands.
Oh, I got a tattoo. As if I wasn't a big enough nerd already, I got a Harry Potter tattoo. Bye, guys.